Hey everybody, and welcome back to Age of Strife. So, you've got your tracker, you've got supplies, you've got a wagon, although I don't know if you're going to take it with you or not. It's about halfway through the day, so where are you guys going? A little less than halfway through the day.
I mean, we'll take the donkey with us.
Okay, you can load up the
Hell,
donkey, saddlebags
the
with the
healthy one.
saddlebags.
Yeah, the not crippled one.
Nickname Saddlebags, but my donkey's called Spike.
Spike. Okay.
If we follow the river and then just head east when we see the keep to there, can we get there before nightfall?
Do you want to ping on the map where you want to go?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could kind of defer to this guy's expertise a bit on how we would find a boat on the river, but I figure we just head down and then that way.
I think we need to be on the other side of the river. There was no. That's why we came back. There was no fishing spots.
Yeah,
So
so we
we'll-
couldn't even stay in the keep at night if we wanted to. Okay.
Yeah, so we'd have to go. We'd have to go on this way.
Okay. Oops.
I got it.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna take Bertha and head down to that kind of bend in the river over near River
Yeah.
Grove.
Yeah, we're just gonna start heading down the river until we find something.
All right, so that's like another 18 miles. Bertha will take you there. She says it'll be dark by the time we arrive.
Oh, we've got 10 rations on us if we carry them, and any that you might have on your personal people.
Tents, sleeping bags. It's gonna be
Uh,
cold
yeah,
at night.
Good.
I've got a bedroll for myself on my donkey.
You see Luther just like already like sweating and breathing heavily from all the stuff he's carrying, and he's like, I'll be okay.
I'm gonna have the crossbow on the donkey.
All right, Bertha
And the
takes
bedroll.
you guys through the Meadowlands, which are nice, quiet, peaceful areas where there's no expectations of monster attacks ever.
Sounds good to me.
Is that sarcasm?
No, it's totally safe. They're called the Meadowlands for a reason. They're wonderful and peaceful. You guys spend the rest of the day jaunting through them, following alongside the river. You see some giant man-eating carp in the river. People often refer to them as piranha, but they're not.
Not my doorbell.
I'm all flanking the party.
Okay. These carp are maybe like 5 feet long. They must weigh over 100 pounds, and they are vicious little monsters. As long as you don't stick a leg in the river, you should be fine. And after a nice day of walking, you get to this part of the river. The sun begins to set, and she suggests that you guys make camp before it goes down all the way. There's not a lot in the way of trees around here, so you're gonna have to have a fireless camp and eat cold rations, but that should be fine. The water in the river is good enough to drink, even though all the waste of Wadsworth does end up in it. It's how life goes around here. You gotta drink this kind of shitty water. And let's move on to the next day.
All right.
You guys wake up. Beautiful sunrise. You can see the shadows moving throughout the river grove on the other side of the river from where you are. What are you doing?
I guess if they said that they went across the river, I guess now's the time to be looking for tracks.
Okay.
Yeah,
As we head down along that bend.
yeah. We're gonna have a look. Start with where the centaurs pointed out the confrontation occurred, and where they went across, and start from that point. And Bertha, I believe this is where your expertise comes in.
She nods and begins looking around, kind of going down the river, carefully observing the banks, looking for any sort of tracks. After about a quarter mile, she points and says, "Look, you see these muddy marks here? this drag mark, someone was hauling a boat up the river here fairly recently, at least before the last rain. I guess that could be a long time now, but it's clearly a drag mark from the keel of a boat. And it follows up here, and then she just starts, walking forward, parting the tall grasses, marking her spot on the ground.
All right.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We follow.
Yep.
Bertha rolled
Nice
well.
work, Bertha.
Yeah. She takes you on a path that leads kind of like this, and then over here. Until you guys arrive at one of these villages. Let me see if I can find its name. Darbloon is the town you end up at. It's about... It's roughly here. A small little village. Kind of out in the middle of the Meadowlands.
Who administers it?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand a word of that.
Who administers the village? Who looks after it?
Kel Rugsbin Greendahl.
Well, does he live in the village, or is he in some different village?
He has a fortified manor house on top of a hill, maybe a half-mile from the village. From that vantage point, you can see anything coming in like 5 miles around. This is just kind of flat terrain everywhere without any trees. They're up on a nice little hill. The village looks like it's maybe got 500 people living in it. You guys would know that this is the main place where they produce silk in this region, although bad weather recently has destroyed most of their fields. They import about 80% of their food from other nearby villages, and well, it's not looking too good.
Okay. So I guess we're not lucky enough to get tracks all the way back to a house, right?
No.
Okay.
The tracks kind of lead up until it's like this dirty area, and then it's quickly crossed over by other tracks.
Okay.
As the 4 of you, plus the donkey and your tracker, come into the village, you see people's heads turning and stopping what they're doing, leaning on their tools, eyeing you. You notice that there's a lot of people just kind of standing around with not a lot to do. For a small village like this, usually the people are working pretty hard. And a lot of people standing around not doing anything on an autumn day is a sign of problems in the town. Not enough work, not enough food, not enough something is going on, and people are just chilling.
Okay, well, I pull the family aside for a second. I kind of say, all right, well, we have 2 options. We can go talk to Kel Rugsbin Greendahl up on that hill, or we can start asking questions and knocking on doors.
A small village like this, the villagers should have seen something, or at least know something.
Yeah. And if I worry that if we leave, we'll have been found out already, and they'll start fleeing the village if they're here.
Yes. And perhaps one of us should go to Kel Rugsbin and.
Can we trust Bertha to do that? Could we delegate Bertha to go? Maybe.
Well, I think it would be best if it was one of us, since Kel Rugsbin does have the name of the Greendahl.
Yeah, I just don't want if the gang is here, I don't want them to be able to do anything sneaky. Well, one of us is gone, or...
Well, we do not need to engage, but perhaps we could speak to the villagers as well and talk about desiring silk.
That is indeed another thing we could do.
It does give us a reason for being out here. It may ease some of their suspicions, but yes, we can certainly ask the questions.
Yes, and if there's an inn nearby, I figure that we could be in there without being too suspicious as well.
There is not an inn nearby. These crappy little villages do not have travelers coming through.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll talk to Kel Rugsbin about also getting lodgings for the evening.
Okay, so who's going where?
I would like to go see the Kel. These villages are sort of confusing me with their, standing around doing nothing and staring at me, making me feel a bit awkward. So I'll go with Stefan to the knight's house.
I'm thinking maybe we just all go to the Kel, and maybe it seems like we have business with him and not anybody in the village.
Hey, the four of you and your tracker and your donkey all head up to the manor house just outside of town. It is fortified, so it's got like stone walls, and there used to be windows, but you can see where the windows have been bricked up on the first floor. And as you approach, the front door opens, and Lord Kel Rugsbin Greendahl himself steps out. He's wearing a breastplate with kind of chainmail coming off of the arms and hanging down from the hips. He's got a broadsword at his side and what looks to be a squire or some sort of low-ranking assistant walking alongside him.
How old does this man look?
He is upper middle-aged, so
Okay.
50s somewhere.
And his squire's younger.
Yeah, a lad, 16 years old maybe.
It's not normal for him to be all armored up.
You never know out here in these villager
now.
areas. You guys are wearing armor.
Yeah. Well, I'll just kind of greet him. I'll say, "Greetings, Lord Greendahl. We're passing through here today in search of Ash Lithman. Have you heard anything about him being in the area?"
That's the Lithman's older boy, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
I have not received word of his visiting.
Well, it's not so much as of a visit. He and his family were at the keep to the northeast, and the boy ventured out with a bodyguard towards the river grove, and it seems he'd been taken captive. And
Why would he be here?
well, we've tracked the place where the place where he was taken captive, and it was tracked back to the village. And we were wondering if you knew anything about the Gill gang possibly being around, or anyone else who may have taken him captive.
I am familiar with that bandit gang. They prey upon rivergoers. Rumor has it their leader wears a mask or a helmet in the shape of a carp.
Yes.
They're a
we're not
dastardly
sure.
lot, and they should all be put to the sword. But I have not seen any of them around here, and they most certainly do not stem from my village.
Well, we do agree that they should be put to the death, and while we're not sure that it was them who took the young Lithman boy, someone certainly did, and we certainly tracked it to the village. So we'd like to have a look around at least, maybe talk to the people, try and root somebody out, because the clock is ticking on the boy's life, we're afraid. We don't know where he is, and we don't know who has him.
He nods. Look through the village, but I assure you, you're wasting your time. Perhaps they moved on through here in the night, and someone else can direct you to another location.
You may be right. We'll search for tracks on the outside, on the other side of the village, if we don't find anything.
Perhaps you could, you know the people here in this village. Perhaps you could assist us in questioning to find out where they may have gone to afterwards, who may have seen them coming through.
Sure. He walks with you, leading the way down to the heart of the village. The 10-minute walk. You find a lot of people just kind of standing around watching as you guys come in. And a small crowd starts to gather in the village square while El Greendall sets up a little, brings over a soapbox, more or less, and climbs up on top of it to speak to the villagers who just gather around naturally. He calls out, asking if anyone has seen the young nobleman that has gone missing. He calls him by name, Ash Lithman. There's silence in the town. A lot of people exchanging glances. Then he calls out, asking if anyone has seen the Gill Gang, knows where they operate, or know if they have been through town recently. And again, it's pretty quiet in the village. A lot of people looking around at each other, hoping to find someone who knows something, but not much of a response. He nods slowly and looks to Luther. Well, is there anything else?
Just ask for a group of individuals that would have come together.
A group of What does that mean? Here,
Well,
you get up.
People know.
He motions for you to take the soapbox.
All right, good people. We are looking for. What's the timeline, Neil? How long ago were they taken?
It's been 1, 2. I think you were given this information 4 days ago.
4 days ago. And so, like, would it have happened the day before that? Or on the same day?
Well, I don't remember. I don't know what Luther remembers or what he told you guys. I'm going to leave that up to Luther to see if he remembers what he was told.
It's been a while, and I didn't write it down, so I don't remember much.
Well, I imagine after his son was taken, he wouldn't have delayed too long after finding out. So, and they certainly wouldn't have delayed. So, let's say 4 or 5 days. So, I'll say what we're looking for is a group of individuals who would have come through the village, and we do know they came through this village between 4 and 6 nights ago or days ago. Can anyone tell me if any people came through and then which way they went from here?
And I'll kind of shout from beside the box. Any information that leads to finding the boy will be rewarded.
The villagers are all wearing tattered clothing. They're pretty dirty, looking a little slender, but no one has anything to say.
All right. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Kel Rugsbin Greendoll comes over to you guys after the announcements are all done and shakes his head and says, "I'm sorry. Couldn't have been of more use. Hard times."
If you could keep an ear out and perhaps look into the matter, just in case they did go to the ground here, that would be appreciated. Bertha, perhaps we could circle the village and see if we can find tracks leading out.
She nods.
It is a pretty distinct track, right? Because were they dragging a boat the whole way?
It seemed like they were dragging a boat the whole way.
So anyone dragging a boat to the west, that would be pretty strange.
How they not see? How they not see anyone? How the villagers not see anyone? That's weird. Dragging a boat.
Kel Greendoll walks off. He just takes off.
Okay.
Oh, Kel Greendale, before you do go, they had a boat with them, and they were dragging the boat through the village. What buildings would be able to hold a boat? Are there any houses?
He kind of gestures
Give
out
him
into the
any
village. We grow a lot of silk here. All of it's done indoors. These big, long buildings you see are silk houses. If someone were trying to hide a boat in there, someone wouldn't have seen it for certain. Maybe if it's a small enough boat, someone could keep it in their own private house. But I'm not just about to go knocking down doors on suspicion that a person might have been brought in here.
It seems extreme.
Could we perhaps search?
Excuse me?
Sorry.
Do we know what size boat they might have been carrying?
Not really. You just have like a line in the ground.
Do many people here own boats? How likely is it that we would find tracks of boats being dragged?
I don't think anyone here owns any boats.
So if we found tracks of a boat being dragged, it would be the boat we intend to find. Is that correct?
Can't pretend to know that for certain, but what you say makes some amount of sense.
Well, thank you, Cal Greendale.
My condolences to your father. I heard he's fallen quite ill.
Yes, there's some very dangerous things happening around here.
Yes, unfortunate. I suppose I will be the last thing that he saw for some time.
Yes,
Well,
I suppose so.
Do give
He
him
came through
my
this
best wishes.
We will do. So he stopped here beforehand, is that correct?
Yes, he was fond of making quite liberal use of the hospitality of our people every time he went out towards Nixon. Often stayed with us, ate with us. Our family has many times come through here relying on us.
And your hospitality does you credit.
Well, if that is all, then good day. And he turns and leaves.
Oh, Kel Rugspan, before you do go, is it okay if we... My apologies for the inconvenience, but perhaps you would be okay if we were able to go through and have a look at the silk storage areas, just in case perhaps the boat might be found there.
He gives a nod towards the squire. Yes. And then leaves. The squire stays with you guys.
Okay.
Right.
I guess Bertha's just heading around looking for marks of a boat being dragged. And
Guys, roll the outside of the city, town, village. Takes a little while, an hour or so, but there's no markings of a boat being dragged outside of the village. Bertha's 85% sure.
How is it very illegal to go knocking down doors in somebody else's domain?
Illegal? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Immoral? Yeah. But you are well within your rights to knock down peasants' doors. But Kel Rugspan would be in his right to stop you.
We don't have to knock them down. We can just knock and ask to come in.
Well,
that's what you want.
Ginger being the sensible one, as always.
We've been allowed to look through the silk storage, so I suppose that should be our first area of investigation.
It does seem to be the most obvious besides the actual manor itself.
Anyone harboring a boat will be burned at the stake.
Okay. You go through building after building filled with mulberry leaves. And, these leaves are covered in silkworms. There are a few people in here, tending to them, making sure that everything is going well. and they quickly get out of the way as you come storming through, looking for whatever it is that you're looking for. You don't find a boat in any of the dozen longhouses here filled with mulberry leaves and silkworms.
Okay. Well, it's door knocking time, I guess.
Okay. You start knocking on door after door.
I'm guessing we can rule out a lot of the peasant hovels as such because they probably couldn't fit a boat in.
Yeah, you can visually size up a building that could not fit a standard rowboat, but there are a few buildings that couldn't conceivably fit it in on some angle, you know?
Yeah, and there's... When we do knock on the door, I think what I'm gonna do is ask if they have a boat and ask if we can go in and make sure.
All right, so let's so you go up to a house, you knock on it. A man in his middle 30s stands there, well muscled, kind of grim look on his face. Looks at you. What is it, my lord? What do you want?
You may have heard from before. We're searching for the Lithman boy.
Aye.
You don't happen to have a boat in here, do you?
Own a boat? Out in the middle of here? Are you bonkers?
Well, someone has a boat. Or that's how it seems, at least. You mind if we take a look inside and look?
I certainly do, my lord. That is.
Well, we're probably gonna do it anyway.
Well, this is my house. What gives you the right to storm in here and look
we'll
around?
Be in and out real quick.
Well, I protest. I formally protest.
Well, how about I give you a couple copper pieces for your time?
He looks around the inside of his house, looking at his valuables. You can see it in his eyes, the notion that you're just going to come in here and take everything from him. All right, just the one of you, though. I ain't got room to keep an eye on all four of you.
Okay.
Luther
walks inside and gets stabbed in the back.
Sorry to break in. Is it just a one-room hovel?
No, I think you're probably starting with the biggest houses and going down in size.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, it's probably one room, but it's, like a bigger one room. Instead of 10 by 10, it's maybe, 15 by 20 or something.
Is the squire just hanging around with us?
Yeah, the squire, he was coming around with you, letting people know that by the order of Cal Rugsman Greendale, we're coming in to look at the silk factories.
Okay.
So could we not just have a look inside as we're talking with him and just be able to see the whole room, pretty much?
He is standing and blocking the doorway, like he's standing in it. So if you're trying to peer over his shoulders, you could get a view of part of the house, but there's the sections to his left and right that something could be hiding in.
Well, I'm going to turn to Stefan and say, you should probably go take a look in there. I know you like looking at the back doors, or something says that you like that.
There's so many things to say that. I can certainly circle. I'm guessing we should do that at any time. So yeah, I'll go around.
Stefan starts going around the backside. Luther, you're going to be the one to go in and inspect the place?
Yeah, I guess so. Mr. 1 HP's decided that he does not care today.
Okay. You step in, and immediately as you step in, you notice there's 6 people in here armed to the teeth. They don't have much in the way of armor, but as you step in, 2 of them come with clubs from the side right away, as the guy who opened the door tries to throw himself against it.
I give a startled yell and just kind of hunker down.
Yeah, you're not too surprised by this action. I think you had the sense that this might be a possible outcome here.
I wonder how the squire's going to react.
Why did I go in first?
You got 1 HP. I mean,
it just didn't seem like there's just enough justification to be
You've got 3 siblings with equal armor and 3 to 8 times as much HP as you.
Yeah.
All right, they do get their first round of attacks in, is because it's an ambush, but you're not surprised by it. 2 blows rain down. One of them you gracefully dodge. The other clatters against your armor for no damage. And let's roll some initiatives. Stefan, you're about halfway around the building, not halfway around the first wall of the building, when you hear the door slam shut and the cries coming from inside.
I'm going to go in through the back door then.
Is kind of expecting it enough to make like a half move?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's a high roll.
Yeah, that's a lot of high rolls.
Okay.
I went with the super fast weapon, and I'm still have a really high roll.
Unfortunate. Wow, you guys are all 11s and 12s. That's not great at all. Okay.
How's the squire reacting?
Squire's a little startled. He doesn't actually even have a weapon. He's not here to fight in battles. He's here to assist people in battles. So he and the tracker both give you guys plenty of room so they don't get in your way. But the first 2 people inside continue to club Luther. What were we going to say there, Stefan?
Oh, that's okay. That's cool.
All right. 2 hits on Luther.
2 hits.
A 17 and an 18.
All right, well, good luck.
Clubs do D4 damage. So you take 5 points of damage as the blows rain down upon your body, and you crumple to the ground. Outside, you hear a cry of joy and a wave of laughter rolling from inside the house. Wow, those were good hits. Party's turn, because you all more or less go at the same time.
So I open the door, and with my shield out, I charge in and slash.
The door is being held by somebody. You're going to need to make me an opposed strength check to open the door.
Wait, am I inside with
Building.
them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you dominate that. So the door opens inward, and there's a guy braced on the inside. What were you going to say, Luther?
I don't know. It just seems...
It seems very weird that he went all the way in before seeing them, and
Yeah,
and
I went all the way in, and then I just got, like, attacked.
Well,
and...
the door opens, right? The door's open, so you take a step in. You don't have to be that far in when you, like, look to your side and go, holy crap, and then the door shuts behind you because the guy who opened it was
I
ready
think I would
to
be in
shut
the
it.
doorway, though.
Yeah, in the doorway to see
Then
one room.
The shutting of the door knocked you slightly out of the way. I mean, it was a well-planned ambush here.
It doesn't matter how well planned it is. If you open the door and there's people and he sees people in the room, I don't see how he would then continue to take that motion forward.
I guess what I'm... Alright, so from my perspective, the door opens in, right? And you take, you start to walk into the room, and as you're taking a step or two, you're looking around the room, looking one way, looking the other way. Then you look past the door to the other side of the door where the people are. So you have to be all the way in beyond where the door opens to be able to see them. You know what I mean? Like the door blocks your view of the folks.
So all of the ambushing people were behind where the door opened.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you gotta be fairly far in to see that.
And I can't, like, get back on the other side of the door.
Yeah,
I see a
because
bunch of armed people staring me down.
they're standing behind the door with, we could call it readied attacks as soon as you walk into open area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It seems a little unfortunate, but I guarantee you one day you guys are going to do the exact same thing to NPCs with an ambush.
Doesn't mean that should mean it works, but
But you'd argue that it would at the time. All right.
So when I bust open this door, do I still get an attack?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so and this person that was behind the door, did they fall prone?
No. They just get shoved back.
Okay.
And you see 2 people, or you see one person grabbing Luther by the arms and pulling him into the room, and another person standing over him with a bloodied club.
Okay, so the person that was by the door, I overhand slash and then shield punch.
Okay, make me 2 rolls to hit.
Come on.
Ooh,
Okay.
that is
Now
not a great
my
hit.
shield punch.
Shield punch is a hit. These people, while armed, are unarmored. Roll me some damage. Ooh, nice shot. You hit the guy with the shield, and he stumbles back a few paces, a little bit stunned. Ginger and Stefan.
Ginger, you can go first. I've still got to walk around.
Okay. So, Diabarodite has just entered. I've got my shield and spear ready. Can I move in and also make an attack at these guys?
Yeah, you can squeeze in behind Tiberodite.
Okay, before I do, I'm gonna shout to the squire, get the Kell, and then I run in.
The squire bolts. You step in. Your eyes adjust to the dimness in here a little bit slowly, but it's fine. You spot the one person still dragging Luther into the middle of the room. Yeah. And sure enough, you do see a boat kind of like tipped up on its edge in a corner.
Right. Can I go and attack the guy who's dragging Luther?
Definitely.
All right.
7 is a miss. Stefan, you come back around the backside. There, sure enough, is a back door here.
Lovely. Do I have to roll to perceive it?
No.
I'm going to go through the door if it's unlocked, and then I'm guessing the one at the center of the room.
The door is not unlocked. It doesn't look like it has a locking mechanism, but it feels like there's a bar across the back of it. You can bust it down with an open doors check, though.
Is there a window?
There are some shutters. Yeah.
So this is a pretty shitty shack, right?
It's a pretty shitty shack. Like there are some shutters that would open, and judging by the quality of the hovel, there's probably no glass behind it. You could break down the shutters with an open doors check at with a +6 to your roll.
Okay, open doors check. Let's see. Oh, I got 7% chance.
No, it's 7 out of 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, open doors. So that would be like a d20 +7, and then plus the 6 for the bonus, and you need a 21 or higher.
Right. Okay. No.
Ooh.
The shutters. I failed to open the
Well, there's
You're shitting me.
they're heavy wood shutters. They're designed to they're not like
Yeah.
little latch. They're solid.
All right.
All right, you try and bash down the shutters. They creak under your weight and bend, but do not break. You can make another check next round. On the inside, the 2 guys who go last in there come out. 1 for Ginger, 1 for Ty. The attack against Ty is a 12, which is a miss, and the attack against Ginger with the club is an 18, which
My AC
just
is
barely
18.
hits you. You take 3 damage as a person clubs you in the face. 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all of them. Now let's roll initiative next round.
I'm at -5.
That's pretty good.
Here we go. Where are we here? 8, 9, and 6 for you guys. Okay, the wounded guy in here goes first, the one that Ty hit with the shield. He makes a smash at Ty with a 17. That is just barely not a hit.
What are these rolls?
I know.
Good.
Beautiful, beautiful peasants. It's a miss, and up next comes a 6. Jeff.
All right. I once again try for these shutters.
Break down the shutters. You can do it.
Yeah.
There
Shooting
you God, one shy. The shutters crack under the weight. Next round, you can get a +8.
Yeah. How long is a round, Neil?
A minute.
You're seriously saying it's taking me 2 minutes to break down shutters?
You know, the game is imperfect. The rules are...
There needs to be an open shutters check.
The rules say that you only roll for something if it's uncertain. How is it uncertain to be able to get through shutters? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, they're boards that come across here. There's a board holding them in place behind so that they don't just, like, blow open in the wind. So...
Yeah.
You know, it's not like there's a whole range of shutters from flimsy things that just
let's
keep
keep
out the
moving,
wind.
but there is no way known you can justify that. So that's cool.
I mean, how do you justify missing a standing still target? But you can still roll a 1, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but anyway, let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Who's next? 6,
I believe
not
me.
8. 8, you are tied with another person who's attacking you this
Okay.
round. And they roll an 18. I got these guys with their clubs. You take 3 points of damage from the guy with the club.
I'm out.
But you get your attack at the same time because you both rolled equal initiative. This is going surprisingly unwell.
It's not that surprising given the DM hacks.
All the show
I missed
happens.
both my attacks.
Both
I
of your
get a
attacks
second,
miss.
and then that's at the end of the round.
A club hits you in the head. Ginger, you're in this room. There are like 6 of these people standing around. One of them is wounded, and you have 2 wounded brothers, unconscious brothers in the room with you. And then you
Shoots
can
like
hear
20 spears, though. It's gonna be fine.
Stefan
I
like banging
carry
down the
one
shutters. in the
spear
back.
with me. Donkey takes all the other spears. I know the killer's on the way. At
Yeah,
the
but
least.
he's a while
That's
outside
gonna be
of
like
town.
5 minutes, maybe. At the
Yeah.
least. So I'm gonna make the spear attack.
Yes, so roll to hit. All you need is a 10.
Oh,
All right.
And let's see.
The thugs surrounding you start to chuckle to themselves. Looks like we got a live one here, boys. Gurley, why
meanwhile,
don't you...
in the back of the house, there's this like noise on the shutters, like.
It's a little knocking, you know. It's not too threatening. Why don't you throw down your spear and we'll promise to be gentle.
No, you're all under arrest. Kel Greendoll is on his way.
Under arrest, she says. 3 of them descend upon you with clubs. A 16 is a miss, and a 15 and a 7 are all misses.
Ginger gets a second attack at the end of the round.
Ginger, take your
So I
second
do.
attack.
I forgot about that one. Thank you.
Ah. We can't hit unarmored fucking peasants. I'm definitely gonna die.
This is certainly an age of strife here. All right, next round. Are you going to continue trying to break down the shutters?
No, I'm just gonna go around and go through the
Alright.
front door. At very dead last.
Magic shutters, man. Let's roll initiative.
There you go. I rolled that 11.
An 11, and what was that? Was that a 13 from you? Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. So I think you have probably backed yourself towards a wall where you can't be entirely surrounded, Ginger.
Probably backed more towards a door where I can move backwards more.
Well, the doors are all shut to this room, so there's not a lot of space.
Okay.
The person who was dragging Luther is now lifting up a rug on the floor and opening a trap door and starting to drag him down into it. The person who Ty pushed out of the way of the doorway has positioned himself back up against the door again.
Keep in mind that I'm very heavy with all my stuff. He's trying to drag a 230-pound man.
All right, 2 people are dragging you then.
Okay.
And 1 guy against the door. The other 3 corner Ginger. And they taunt you, and then they jump at you with weapons. 14,
Okay.
16, 7, all misses. Ginger and Stefan.
Right, so I make a spear attack at the guy right up in front of me.
There you
13.
go. That's a hit.
A hit.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
That minimum damage is so high.
You said it.
You still skewer him through the belly, and he drops to the ground. The laughter of the other two guys instantly disappears. And Stefan, you come around to the door.
All right. No, it was broken down, wasn't it? It was opened up.
It was opened in. It was forced open.
Yeah.
So it's been
All right,
shut
so-
again.
It's been shut again. That is an amazing presence of mind that they have. In
That
that
they
case, I
shut the
shall-
door after someone was banging in on the outside.
Yeah. In
Okay.
the middle of a fight. All right. So I'm gonna try and smash the door open.
Strength
and go
check.
charging.
A post strength check is all you need. Stefan is having a hard time getting inside, guys. You've dropped one of the...
I will say the last campaign you didn't let me even see the door, so you know you're moving a step up there.
Okay, Ginger. It's not looking great in here for you.
Alright, initiative time again.
Initiative time again. Those two guys are still dragging the body. There's a person on the door who calls out to one of the people dragging a body. He's back on this side!
You'll get
You're
2
like
attacks
green.
this round as well.
Yeah.
Okay, did we roll initiative? Oh, we did, and it is not looking great. Alright, Ginger, 3 more attacks rain down upon you. Thank God for your shield, because 17, 16, 16 are all misses.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be 2 attacks? Because didn't she kill one of the 3?
That's
one.
right. That's right. So, you know, they're all still misses anyway. Then it's your turn, Jeff. Other side of the door that this guy's holding.
All right, here we go. I back up and charge in. Yeah,
There
we
you go. The door busts off of its hinges and actually falls into the room as the guy inside stumbles backwards into the area. You can draw your
Does he
weapon and make an
open?
attack if you want.
Yeah, as he's stumbling, I'm going to make the attack against him.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack at +1 because he failed his strength check and you critted yours.
Oh my god.
So that's the first one. I'll then follow up with the second one. Do I need to make? Oh fuck it. Do I need to make a save?
throw for Seth. Oh yeah.
I fail. I 13.
Fail by
I've
how
got-
much?
I failed by 1.
Okay. Fail by 1 is a initiative penalty of 2 to your next round. A poor recovery from your attack.
Probably because I'm charging through the door.
Yeah. Ginger.
Okay. So, I've got 2 guys attacking me. I'm going to stab at one of them and say, Kel Greendoll won't be as kind as me as I stab.
There you go. God, this person has 1 hit point.
Luther is like his hand is emerged.
And then second attack against the other guy
Uh-huh.
is a miss.
Miss. Okay. So in the room now, there's one guy who's been battered backwards off of his feet and stumbling to recover himself. There's one guy left with a club. There's an unconscious, but not bleeding Tiberodite. And there's one guy like down in a hole trying to drag Luther, while another person's been helping him. But seeing the door push down, the guy who's helping drag Luther, you know, drops him, turns around, and
Thank God.
club is on the other side of the room. So he's gonna go for a club near Ginger from one of the guys that's unconscious.
I would like to make an attack of opportunity. Can I do it?
Yeah, you're standing over it. You'll get an attack of opportunity when he goes for it. But let's
Brilliant.
roll initiatives unless you have already.
For the next round?
Yeah, this
No,
next
wait.
round.
Wait.
There is a large blood trail leading or following Luther to the pit in the ground. It doesn't look good for him.
He's like desperately like trying to hold on so he doesn't go down the trapdoor.
Jeff, it is your turn.
All right. So I'm guessing the guy has recovered from his fall.
Yes. That's a miss. And that's a miss. Dear God, aren't you specialized with one of these weapons, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
So you'll
With
get a
both of
second
those.
attack at the end of the round.
Yes, and that should actually be more. Oh no, so that is right. Yep.
Hey. Ginger, one guy comes up to grab a club from out near you, which gives you a free attack at him as he scrambles to get it. But give me a saving throw versus death because you rolled a 1.
That's a pass.
Yes, perfect.
So I guess I poke at the ground
You
near his
poke
hand.
at the ground. He grabs the club and goes to make a strike at you, but a 9 is a miss. The other person comes on the flank of Stefan, trying to smash him with an 18 to hit.
Can you come onto my flank if there's a door in between us, or has that been totally smashed down?
The door's been smashed down, and then you had to you've knocked the guy backwards. So I think you had to go inside to.
Okay.
Either that, or he can hit Ginger with an 18. I don't. Half
That's
the
fair.
one, half the other. 4 damage to Stefan, and the other guy who you pushed back swings wildly and uselessly at you with a 12. So 2 on Stefan, 1 on Ginger. Ginger, get your first attack, and Stefan, get your second attack. I think, Ginger, you get 2 attacks this round, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it an hit against
10 is a hit. They have no armor.
big damage?
That is more than their maximum HP. He crumples to the ground. There's 2 guys fighting your brother. One of them you have a flank on. One of them you have a back attack on.
I'll take the back attack. Plus
I
2.
also did 4 points of damage to the one at the door.
Right.
So I'm gonna run up and do another attack. That's another hit.
That's a hit. And
7 points damage.
that drops him as well. So there's 1 guy left in the room. He is badly wounded, and there's a Luther who's been dragged down a pit with a person below.
Am I in the pit?
Yes, you have been dragged down into the pit.
Even though the person had to stop helping?
The person had to stop helping, so it's just dragging you down, but pulling you into a hole is a lot easier than dragging you across the floor. I hope you don't die.
If I'm in the pit, I'm dead.
Initiative.
Okay, so there was just 1 person left standing against us,
Right.
right? So
Oh yeah.
and he's not facing me, so I could choose to move over and jump down the hole, right?
Yes. There is a light shining out of the hole, I should mention. It is well lit from within.
I'll yell out, "Go!" and then we'll die.
Still rolling at plus 6 for spear attack.
Oh god, it's so slow. Okay. Jeff, you go at the
Yeah.
same time as the person you're fighting.
Okay.
He takes a wild swing, which is a natural 2 against you. Oh my god, the rolls today.
At least I hit him with the second one.
Okay, the second one hits, and he had 1 HP after Ty's attack, so he's dead.
Okay, and I fail my second throw
By more than 8.
by 11.
Okay, so target other critical miss, target others nearby, use firing to melee rules, but there's no one else around, so it's just like a wild swing that cuts through something in the room. On the other side of the room, Ginger drops down into the hole, and you see a guy who's bent over all the way, dragging Luther, and he starts to look up at you as you plop down in here. He's hunched over the guy, so we'll call him kneeling, which I think is +2 to hit.
I'm going to
Would
just
she also have high ground for coming down the...
No, because she's now on the same level as him.
as I stab close to him.
So there's another +2 on that, which brings it to a 9, which is just barely not enough.
I'm going to say drop.
He does. It's pretty clear that his people upstairs have been killed, so he
Clearly
drops
just a
Luther's
threat. I
hands
wasn't meant to hit him anyway.
and just backs up.
Can I move? Can I move down the hole, the hall astern? Since I haven't
Sure,
had
but you'll be
movement?
behind Ginger. It is not a wide corridor down here.
All right.
So, speaking of, there's this little staircase that comes down this pit, and then it is a... You know what? It shouldn't be a corridor. It should be an open room. I take that back. It is an open room down here. Maybe, it's like 15 feet down. So I guess he must have had, like, carried Luther down somehow.
How does he
Awkwardly
carry me?
dropped him.
Is it a ladder?
Yeah, it was a ladder. Maybe not 15 feet down. There's like good 3 feet of earth. And then like a 6-foot ceiling. So I guess it's like a 9-foot drop for your body. So just kind of like tumble down, which is not enough to take falling damage. All right, so Stefan, you drop down in here as well. This room is lit by a lantern hanging from the middle of it. It is 10 by 10, and I guess you're probably paying more attention to the battle than to the contents of the room right now. But there seems to be all sorts of stuff stashed about.
And there's the one person who's left surrendered, right?
Yeah. So I don't think we need to roll initiative. Ginger, you have a healing proficiency, right?
I do, yeah. All I need to do, I'm going to say, Stefan, keep that guy away while I...
Yeah.
So you can patch him up.
So that's what I do.
While the other guy surrenders to Stefan.
Oh, thank God.
What hit points were you at?
-9.
Oh, God.
Oh dear.
I could have sworn it was going to be getting to me right as I died again. I thought it was going to be the same.
No. Ginger gets to you.
So on the
stops
next
bleeding.
round, I'd have to go up and stabilize Ty.
Yes. You get to Ty, realize that he's okay. He's just taken a good hit to the head and is just unconscious. He'll be fine.
I'm gonna. So with the guy, I'm gonna just go yell out down on the ground and throw your club away.
He didn't even have a weapon. He just gets down on the ground, spreads his hands out.
Very good. Now, where's the boy?
At that, you hear a muffled.
Never mind.
The sound appears to be coming from a wardrobe.
Okay. I will making sure that I do not take too much of a distance away, so that if the guy tries to get up off the ground, I can get there before he gets up.
Yeah, the wardrobe's close enough. You can edge your way towards it.
Okay, I will edge my way towards it, and then just open the door so that it opens up, and I'm on the other side of the door,
Okay.
so I can't see.
You see, bound and kind of hog-tied within it is a young boy. His clothes are completely tattered, dirty, and it looks like there's some bloodstains on there. His mouth is gagged. His hair has been like harshly cut, as if someone has taken just scissors to it and just like messed it up intentionally. He's
Well, you're lucky that we're here. And I will ungag him with one hand, one sword pointed towards the other guy.
Kill that son of a bitch! Get him!
We certainly will. I think if you look upstairs, is it Ash? Young Ash?
Yeah.
We've killed all the rest of them. This one here, I think that you might want to spend some time with him. No need to kill him so quickly.
All right. I think it's pretty easy from here to untie Ash, to keep this one guy prisoner. Eventually, the night appears, and you guys can sort out all this mess. Sure enough, there is a small boat in here, not very big enough for maybe 4 people to sit in it. It's like a little tiny rowboat, just good enough for crossing the river. And I think you guys will also have time while the night is busy to search around this underground chamber for various amounts of loot.
I was just about to ask for that.
I feel it coming.
I already would have asked if I wasn't knocked out.
Yeah.
Luther won't be able to take all this and put it on his character sheet before anybody can get to it because he's almost dead.
That'll be my job this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
You putting it on your sheet or is it going in the treasury?
Just put it in the treasury unless there's something out of the ordinary, but no, apart from that, just treasury.
can I get perception checks from Ginger and Stefan to search this room?
Knocked out individuals don't get perception checks. Maybe I come through a little bit. I'm like, oh, over there.
No, sorry.
Your hand moves like a compass towards all the valuables.
All right.
Oh my God.
You guys search the room and you find various forms of wealth lying around. What do we got?
Do the Kel or Ash find the secret compartment of thousands of gold? That's
Well, I mean, if we've got time, I mean, is what we're doing represented by the check, or can we specifically say what we're checking?
You can say what you're checking. I would like that.
Okay, so what's in the room? So there's the cupboards.
Right, there's the wardrobe. There is a table that has kind of weapons on it and tools of various kinds. There's rope, there's oars.
Weapons other than clubs.
Don't forget to. Never mind.
Fancy clubs and some daggers and what looks to be some throwing darts. There's also a big target sitting above the little table. But there's no bows or anything like that in here. No swords, no armor. There's a bed that's up against a corner. It looks like it's got some ties on it, so it looks like someone has been tied to this bed, not like hands on the corners, but around the edges of it, or around the midsection. So it looks like you could tie someone in here and they'd have to, they'd be stuck in the bed overnight. There's a lantern hanging from the ceiling. There's some flasks of oil around. There's a chest in the corner, which is where you find most of the loot. There's a rough bookshelf, or I guess it would just be a shelf because there's no books in it, that has cups and dishes and that sort of thing, as well as a few silver candlesticks and some other valuables like that.
Okay. All right. So obviously the known wealth is the candlesticks, and what we found in the chest. So I'm going to check under the floorboard, under the boards, on the wardrobe. Just check the thicknesses as well to see if there could be any hiding spot there. I will rip the wardrobe from the wall and tear it down. I will move the chest. I will pull the bed up. The bookshelves or the shelves. There's no hidden space or there's no.
No, the bookshelves you can see right through to the dirt wall behind.
Yeah, that's fine. The table, are the legs wide enough that they could be hollowed?
When you pull the wardrobe off of the wall, I guess you're really ransacking this place.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
Absolutely.
You rip the wardrobe back away from the wall, and there's a little cubby back there that contains a bag. The bag in the cubby behind the wardrobe has math here. 57 gold in it. The main chest has 40 gold and 310 silver.
They should have used some of this money to buy some armor.
And
There's no one who makes armor though.
That's They could have at least put buckets on their head like it's divinity.
930 gold, copper.
I like what you said first.
Sorry.
Don't take your first answer.
And then you get the 2 silver candlesticks, a couple of bronze cups. They're probably worth a few silver, maybe not worth taking.
Sorry, Neil. Is somebody writing this down, by the way?
I am.
Cool. Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And a silk jacket.
Cool. I mean, is it like a worthy silk jacket?
Is it colored?
It is colored. It is green and brown.
Mm-hmm.
A pattern on it. I don't know what you mean by worthy.
Like, would I think I would look rather styling and smashing in it?
Ooh, well, let's see who it's sized for. A nice jacket like this. It's a fitted jacket. It's got a.
It could be taken out or brought back in.
This is true. It could be taken out or it is sized for a 5'11", 154-pound female.
Oh, female.
So yeah, it's a fairly
small
girly
for mine.
jacket. It would fit you, Ginger. It might need to be taken out a little bit. It's definitely sized for someone a lot thinner than you.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it and give it to Ginger at some point and say.
How much are the silver candlesticks worth?
Yeah, we might. Someone have an appraisal skill?
Luther might.
I do. I
does.
do have appraisal.
You do have
Right.
appraisal? Okay.
Yes.
Give me do we even need to make checks for appraisal?
For simple things like silver candlesticks.
I don't think so. I
maybe
think
not.
you can figure it out just based on its weight and general decoration. I would say each candle. Hold on, I'm trying to think of the weight of a silver candlestick as compared to a stack of coins.
Right.
Probably 2 pounds each, and we're doing 50 coins to the pound. So it's worth 100 silver by weight, and then we're going to just triple the value for the maybe quintuple the value for the so 50 gold each candlesticks.
So is it okay if I just convert that to gold now?
No, that is not okay.
Okay.
Do mark it separately.
Okay.
Okay, so while Stefan does most of the ransacking, I'll be up top addressing the Kell and positioning all the bodies, weighing them out into neater positions than what they died in. And, small talk with them being like, did you know all these people personally? Are these people from your village?
Yeah, these are my people.
Well,
I guess that's my job to see them punished. Seems like you've done a pretty good job of that already.
Yeah,
They're a survivor.
only one.
Well, I think he should go to the Countess's dungeons. I'm sure she would like to see him properly punished for his crimes.
And the Liftmans would like to see him punished as well.
If only Luther were not almost dead.
Well, this is a good day. I'll send word to the head of the Liftman family that their son has been found. I've got some horses here. I'm sure they'll be able to get to town before you.
Brilliant. Oh, and Grindal, if you are ever in Wadsworth, we will host you for a meal for the good times that you have hosted our father.
I look forward to eating whatever your cooks can create.
Does the Kell have any reaction?
Have you ever had fish sticks?
Fish sticks? I can't say that I have. Is that
Alright.
what the peasants are eating these days? Is that the popular food in town?
It might be. Is that a problem?
I would be happy to eat whatever it is your family eats.
Does he have any reaction to Luther just being on the brink of death? He doesn't think, oh, maybe I should give him a bed in my...
He does offer you guys a place for your people to recover. But he does it very flatly, very like, this is my job, I must offer you, a place to rest.
He only rooted out crime in my land. That's...
Yeah, but now imagine how bad you're making him look. You came in, you found the bandits who were living in his town that he couldn't find.
True.
He's pretty embarrassed about this.
I did actually want to have a conversation with him in regards to that.
We're over our time, so let's do it, but let's do it quickly.
All right. Well, in that case, all I wanted to say was, of course, your assistance in this will be well known. Obviously, it is good to see those that administer the villages seem to be doing the right thing as you do.
I was happy to assist, however much I could. I think most
Very
of the
good.
credit goes to my squire here.
Ah,
Yes.
yes. He
Well,
was
the details are not important. The other thing is I believe that the Liftmans did not want the boy and his kidnapping to be common knowledge, and I agree. It is not good for
It's a
nobles
little
to be.
late for that. We did already announce it to the entirety of the village.
Yes, but the narrative is not fixed. We can just emphasize the fact that we have taken out the gang, and that in itself will build momentum, and the other side of it will be a footnote.
Well, feel free to tell them what you want, but you know how it is with the small folk. Any bit of gossip about us is juicy and spreads like wildfire. I'm sure by now news has already reached every corner of the country that this has happened. These people
Yes,
gossip. They're like flies.
Yes, but see, that's why you take control of the narrative. It's perhaps
Yo,
something
man.
out here.
You haven't had a chance to rule over a village yet, have you? If I could
No,
control their narrative, my god, this would be a different country.
yes, but there are ways of doing it, and but anyway, let me deal with that. We all have our different skill
Hope
sets.
your way doesn't involve anyone getting hurt.
That would be defeat the purpose.
Oh,
No,
do as you please.
understand people. Very good. And then as he leaves, I loot the bodies.
The bodies didn't have anything on them. They were,
Okay.
you know, copper.
With everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add another like 40 copper for what they had on them personally.
Yeah.
I do want to note one thing that was not found here. There is no helmet with a fish on it.
Noticed
Yeah.
that. I was about to
I was
say.
thinking about that.
I mean, we didn't specific. I mean, the Guild gang are the only gang that's known. So, I mean, it's something, but I don't know how important it is to us. I guess we'll find out next week.
Right. It could
Yeah.
be. This might be a
So-
different group of people, or it might be the same group of people. The centaurs didn't mention anything about a fish-headed
No.
helmet,
Yeah.
but maybe they didn't know it was important. Maybe any
Luther
number
wrote a
of
lot
things could
to,
be on here. So that's it for this week of Age of Strife. I'm going to dole out some experience.
We also didn't get experience for our 2-hour
Last
session
week,
last time.
right?
How much experience does Jeff get for defeating the house?
Well, 0 because he didn't defeat the house. He
Yeah.
failed to break down a shutter twice in a row.
Yeah, but he made it in eventually, and that's what counts.
And the front door.
And well, the front door was being held by a person. That's a
I think the big question when calculating the experience for defeating the house is how many hit dice does the house have, Neil?
0. It is an inanimate, lifeless object. In fact, not defeating it subtracts experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on your DM screen, don't you have hit dice for inanimate objects? Or am I wrong?
There's hit points for certain things, but not for a house.
He
But
got his
again,
revenge
house
by
was not
ripping the
defeated.
cupboard out of the wall.
So I think when we come back into game next time, it's going to be probably a week or 2 from this point. I think we'll actually skip ahead a few weeks because it'll take some time for you guys to heal up, take some time for you guys to regroup.
I have to
and all
heal
that.
10 HP, so that'll actually take a while.
Yeah, it'll take a while.
So, in that, I believe that will put us into next month. So, and I believe we in the beginning of this, since we started halfway or part of the way through the month,
We were going to pay a quarter of our
1/4. Yeah. So I will take away the 57.75 off
Okay.
of our.
But I think after your couple of weeks rest, we will pick things up. I'd like to start us where we will be when we play next, which is this Sunday, but I don't think enough time I don't think you guys will need that much time. So
We can
why
just
don't
work
we
it out together.
start us on, when we come back into game next Sunday, why don't we start on it took like 5 or 6 days to get here, so we'll start on the 13th. We'll just be 1 week behind real world time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and by the way, Neil, sorry, just one last thing.
Yeah.
Do we give Bertha 2 gold? Is that the amount that?
Right, you spent a day with her, and then a day back here.
What,
Make it
what did she do, though? Was she with us when we were knocking down the door? Well,
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
standing
she backed
outside.
away.
She's just like, oh.
She's not armed. She's not ready to fight. She's a guide. No.
Yeah.
I guess you took 2 days of her time, and she can make it back on her own time. So 2 gold to her.
All right. Can the treasury take that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, experience. Right. I was about to close it out. So let's see what we did here. You interrogated Bluebeard, but really couldn't learn anything from him. You did successfully find the missing son. That's a nice solid quest. You also defeated the majority of some gang in the area. You're not sure who. You didn't finish them, but you defeated the majority. You made contact with the centaurs. That's pretty good.
Surprise.
And traded with them.
Yep.
And possibly set up future relationships.
I'm not going to give you experience for possibly doing something.
Educated them as well.
Making contact with them and a friendly, successful trade with them is what we'll give you guys experience for. You defeated 6. We already counted the gang members and defeated. Restoring the boy. We should also figure out how much money you end up getting from what's his name.
Yeah, he said that he would pay extra for heads, but nobody knew that except for me.
Well, we've got one.
I knew that, but I'm
Oh yeah, you did.
Ty was there, yeah. So Ty,
Yeah.
you would have come up. You would have been awake enough.
Hey, cut off all their heads, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It would take a couple days for them to bury the bodies anyway. So you could probably get the heads cut off ahead of time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's going to start a reputation.
So
Perhaps we also buy a sack. We also spread rumors about the sheriff.
right. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out the amount of the gold that you get first. Hold on. That's 25. So you're gonna get. Oh, and you also they paid for the 6 barrels of liquor, even though you only sold 4 to the centaurs.
I don't know
So
that.
that's 30 plus 25. So that's 175 gold that you've received.
175 gold.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for getting the boy back and everything. So this has been quite a good haul for you guys. You have quite a fat purse right now.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll tell you what it's at.
I guess taking on the find the kids.
Holy
job
crap.
is pretty good.
525 gold, 6 silver, 4 copper.
Very
Wow.
nice. Very
Plus,
nice.
plus the extras from the candlesticks and that as well.
Yes, I have. I don't have that in the total, but I do have that noted.
So yeah, well, we can still have the freedom to rest up a little bit. Also, like we can, if Ty's awake, then we can also go ahead and torture this guy and find out some more information as well.
This guy, Kel Rugsman, brings him back to the Countess's dungeons, and she will deal with the proper interrogations and follow up on this.
In the downtime, I work on my breastplate that I started.
Yeah, the Countess's people will take care of him. Since this was, in another person's jurisdiction, there's some, jurisdictional bullshit over this, and the knight would rather leave it to the Countess than to you guys. So everyone takes home, let's just round it up to 619 experience.
Is that also considering 2 sessions of roleplay?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How much was it again?
619.
Okay.
Which I don't think puts Luther over yet.
No, I'm about 230 away.
Okay. Wait, didn't you get 500 from last week?
I got 400. That's
I'm at 1,019.
Yeah, everyone should be at 1019 except for Ty.
Yes.
Did you get any extra fighting
1119,
each other?
right? No, 1019. 1019 times 1 point. So Ty should be at like 1121.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1120, 1121. Okay, that's it. Do we have anything we want to say before we play next, which is going to be at our regularly scheduled time this Sunday?
Yes, actually. I've been playing this really, really cool game. I just had to put it out there because it's freaking awesome. A game called Screeps, where like you've got to actually program the AI of the whole game pretty much, and it's PvP and trading, so you got to try and do it. But you've got to program everything. It does nothing for you. It's awesome.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That looks really weird.
Okay. That's it, everybody. We will see you on Sunday for more Age of Strife. Bye-bye, everyone.